I just got back from seeing the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and I have to say it was a really well done movie. I'm going to start off with the positives, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about the one thing that grandly pissed me off in this entire movie, because it's kind of a nitpick, but we'll get there. So, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, very simple story. Mario and Luigi get isekai'd to the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario has to team up with Princess Peach and Toad to go save Luigi. So they did a little flip there, where instead of Peach being captured by Bowser, it's Luigi this time. So now Mario sets off on a grand adventure in this brand new world to go and save his little brother Luigi. Now, that was really fun. I like the little twist on the whole, captured thing, because usually Peach is the one that gets captured and she doesn't really get to do stuff. Quick sidebar, I'm not a huge Mario fan. It's not that I don't like him, I just like Mario more conceptually than I do as a game. I don't really play many of his games, at all. I played some of the Flash games when I was a little kid, and that's really about it. I haven't played Odyssey or any of the recent Mario games probably in the past decade. So although I'm a fan and I like Mario, I'm not deeply ingrained into his lore that would point out tiny little inconsistencies that bother me a lot. So I'm not the same fan of Mario the same way I'm a fan of Batman. My friend Clanky is a huge fan of Mario, and I know he's going to see the movie, so I'm curious to hear what he says, but that's just a personal thing for me. Anyway, seeing the Mario movie was really fun. There's a ton of fantastic things in here, mainly the animation, which I don't know if Nintendo pulled a shotgun on Illumination and was like, if you mess this movie up, we're obliterating you, so don't mess it up. And they just went ham on the animation because it's really well done and super detailed. There's so many little idiosyncrasies between the sound design, direction, animation that just made it feel like a Mario movie put on screen. They just ripped the game, took out all of the gameplay, and just put it on screen. And it was just awesome to see that happen because it was just fun to watch, all the action sequences are really well done. There's one particular action sequence that involves Mario and Donkey Kong, and it goes into the 2D format of the OG Mario games where the two of them are jumping around, taking out things. It was just so much fun to see. They just did awesome with this action sequences, especially the final fight between Bowser, Luigi, and Mario. It's just absolutely fantastic. I love everything that had to be done with that. It's just magnifique. Now, all that being said, story-wise, it's just a simple story. It's an hour and 32-minute movie. The pacing is really fast. The beginning's slightly slower to set up them being transported to the Mushroom Kingdom, but then after that, it has really relatively decent and fast pacing to get through the movie because it's we don't have a lot of time. We're just here, give the audience a quick, good time, parents to take their kids to go and see the movie real quick. They'll enjoy it. Everyone will have a good time. That's the goal. They nailed it. I'm happy about that. It's not something in the vein of Spider-Verse where it has a deep, complex, compelling story that adults who like great storytelling will enjoy, and kids will just have a fun, cool action movie to go see at the same time. So it works on everyone. This, I could see some adults just being yeah, it was cute. I took my kid to see it. They had a good time. I don't think it's gonna sell them on Mario in this kind of vein if they're not someone who likes video games or someone who cares for movies that much. They just took it because their kid wanted to go see it. But I also don't think it's gonna mind numb them where they're gonna want to rip their brain out and stomp on it 50 times during the movie. They'll probably enjoy it, and that's a good thing. When you have a movie that fans can enjoy because they're seeing their favorite beloved character adapted well, and a movie that people who don't care but ended up in the theater anyway will also enjoy, that works out very well. So all in all, the Mario movie is very fun, and I think anyone who goes to see it will definitely have a very decent time, and they will enjoy themselves, especially just from the animation, the music, and sound design alone. Now, all the positives aside, like I said at the beginning, there was one thing that infuriated me throughout the entire movie, and it's an extreme nitpick, and it's Charlie Day and Chris Pratt's voices as Mario and Luigi. Now, they did a good job voice acting in the movie. The entire movie, they sound really good. They get emotion across properly, and I really enjoyed them as Mario and Luigi. What pisses me off is at the beginning of the movie, they have the Super Mario Bros. Commercial where they released the trailer for it, if you've seen it, where it's the schlocky, cheesy commercial where Mario and Luigi are promoting their business. In the commercial, Mario and Luigi do their voices from the games, and then when the commercial's over, Mario and Luigi are talking to each other, and they're hey man, do you think doing those voices was a bit much? Like, do you think it was stupid to do the voices? Which, like, when that happened, it was like someone set a match inside of my brain, and I was just so mad. Because it's just like, one of the major things that people complained about when Mario was first being promoted months ago was that Chris Pratt doesn't sound enough like Mario does in the games, and people roasted him for it online. So when I sat down and saw the movie and saw that he could do the voice, and so could Charlie Day, and then they don't do them, they just do their normal voices with like a slight tweak to make them sound more like Mario and Luigi, which again, they sounded phenomenal, but like, why didn't you just let them do the voices from the games? I understand wanting to put your own flair on a character that you're doing, but like, people roasted Chris Pratt because he didn't sound like Mario. They were like, oh, he just sounds like himself. Like, why doesn't he sound like Mario? But then when I saw the movie, and I'm like, wait a second. He can do the Mario voice. Why isn't he doing the Mario voice throughout the whole movie? It's that weird thing that video game adaptations have where they add some level of realism to ground the movie so it's not completely fantastical. They did it with like the Monster Hunter movie, which no one saw because it was terrible, but like it was about a military group from our world that got isekai to the Monster Hunter world. So it's like, it's grounded in some form of realism instead of just having people who grew up and lived in the Monster Hunter world doing Monster Hunter things. They do it here with Mario with like their voices because it's like they can do the voices properly, but it's like, no, we're not going to have them do that because it's kind of stupid because no one actually sounds like that. So this is why they're going to sound like this. And it's like, just let them do the voices. This is a movie where he fights a giant fucking turtle dragon dude and travels to another world and meets a mushroom toad man. Like, just let him do the weird Mario voice. Everyone loves the weird Mario voice. It's like a staple of his character. Like, aside from seeing his face as like an icon, when you hear that voice, you know it's Mario. So just let him do the voice. Just let him do the voice. I don't understand why we do this. Hollywood, stop doing this stuff. Please. God. It just really bothered me. I was mad for like probably 30 seconds after I heard that, and I just wanted to flip off the movie just because it did that. And what made it worse is that like they have like OG Mario in the movie, like the one from the very first games that went to save Pauline from Donkey Kong, and like he sounds like video game Mario. So like every time he showed up, it just reminded me of the commercial, and I got mad again, and I was just, ooh. Like I said, it's a nitpick. It has nothing to do with anything that really harms the movie. It just really bothered me on like a deep level because I hate when movies do stuff like that. Nevertheless, like I said, Mario, fun movie. So that nitpick aside, which I don't think is going to bother anybody except probably me, so I'll live with that. Go and see Mario. You'll like it. You probably have already seen it because the theater I was in was ridiculously packed. Like I had to sit in the front row, which I haven't had to do for like over a decade. The last time I had to do it was when I saw Alice in Wonderland in theaters. So, do with that information what you will. I'm the Innocent Villain. Remember folks, you're innocent until proven villainous, and I'll catch you next time.